Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadas, double honor unto the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is an article that is published today, which is 13th February 2021. U.S.-led sanctions on Venezuela, devastating to human rights, says the UN report. So even if they know this, why don't they do something about it? They're always coming up with reports and stuff like that, how the U.S. is violating human rights and stuff like that. But they're not doing anything about it because they are all in cahoots with one another, because it's all the system of the devil, right? Now, listen to what she's saying, what this article is about. Now, it says here,
still for many on the streets of Caracas, Venezuela. It's come to a standstill for many on the streets of Caracas.
Wait.
Life has come to a standstill for many on the streets of Caracas, Venezuela. After decades of corruption, economic pain and violence, the pandemic's now robbing many here of even a minimal income, intensifying one of Venezuela's most pronounced ailments: extreme hunger. Celestina Rondon tells me she lost both her boys to gun violence 16 years ago, shot.
I'm going to put this link in the description box.
Just a few streets away from her homes. Extreme hunger. Celestina Rondon tells me she lost both her boys to gun violence 16 years ago, shot just a few streets away from her home. There was so much war. They killed without mercy, she says.
They killed without mercy. As you can see, that's in the scriptures, man. You know, they're gonna be very cruel against their own, right? Now, she said of the hunger and stuff like that. Now, this is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, famine, and will send famine upon it, also water, and will cut off man and beast from it, so no one will be spared, not man nor beast. Everybody will be cut off from the land, right? And she's talking about how her sons also were dying. And says, so it says here, Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 26, therefore, for the sins of our people, her young men shall fall in the streets, sorry, and all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts. Lamentation 2 and 20. Behold, O power, Yahweh, O Yahweh, and consider to whom thou hast done this, to his own people, right? Shall the women eat their fruit? They're going to eat their own babies, man. And children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of Yahweh? That is what's going to happen, especially according to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4 until verse 6. Sorry. And the children also are going to be killed. And they're going to starve to death. That's the answer to these questions. The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. They're going to kill. And you got to understand, here, there's not a lot of men left over to actually, help around with the family and stuff like that. Because all the men are being slain in war, and these girls are virgins. There's not even anybody there to rape them. That's how bad it's going to get. Also in America. But this is a prelude, a preview to what's coming to the rest of the world. This is nothing yet. So it says here, thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. The Heavenly Father is very angry. Thou hast killed and not pitied. He doesn't feel sorrowful for these people. He doesn't feel sorrowful because they've sinned. As it says here, in Ezekiel 14, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, no more food, and will send famine upon it. Also no more water. And I will cut off man and beast from it. Sorry. My throat is messed up. right? So the Most High is going to bring a sword upon the land also, because these troopers is going to come and start killing people, you know? Right. So, going back to over here. Now, it says here, my virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. That's what the Heavenly Father will do, because we are his people. So you are his property. You are his virgins and we are his young men. Thou hast slain them. The Heavenly Father is the thou. Because Jeremiah was talking to the Heavenly Father. Right? Now this is the book of Jeremiah, of course, which is written by Jeremiah, and the book of Lamentation, which is the next one of this one. It comes after Jeremiah and is also written by Jeremiah. And the word Lamentations means Lamentations, a passionate expression of grief or sorrow, weeping. Basically sorrow, crying. Here, it says here, crying. Now I'm going back over here. Wait. Yeah, sorry, I just woke up. And so yeah, lamentation, and going back to over here, right? Now listen to what she's saying, okay? All this is done by the devil. Is Edomites, these Edomites. They orchestrated all of this, but it's also a punishment of the Heavenly Father, because the Heavenly Father said that he is the one that will allow these devils to do what they want to do, what he wants them to, what he allows them to do, because they're the devil, and they don't have love for no one. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Esau is the whipping stick. He's the wicked, but he's the whipping stick of the Heavenly Father. From men which are thy hand. So the wicked is also one of the hands of the Lord. One of the many hands of the Lord, meaning the hands of the Lord is like he's doing it, right? He's allowing it. Because he said, I will stretch out mine hand upon it. And one of the hands of the Lord, one of the many ways of the hands of the Lord is he will cut off the food. He will send famine. He will send destruction. He will send war. He will send natural disasters and stuff, like nature disasters, right? So, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world. So that's also one of the hands of the Lord, right? He has two hands, but that's symbolically the hand of the Lord. Yeah, that's it. Which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So they have a lot of things. But then let's listen to what she has, okay?
Today she's fighting a different battle, trying to make her $1 pension amid hyperinflation last the month.
She said a $1 pension a month. So she gets $1, and this is South America. And here it is, you have beasts like this, average salary of celebrities. A celebrity in your neighbor or your area makes on average $73,994 per year. And that's just probably a B-list celebrity or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And who's the highest paid celebrity in 2020? Kylie Jenner, right? Kylie Jenner was crowned the highest paid celebrity by Forbes, which this is a disgusting page anyway. It's a little bit more. Don't trust this page. They always fact check stuff. They're the devil. And it's highest paid, but with things like this, they kind of accurate. But with truth, like actual truth concerning public health and stuff like that, don't go here, because they got a corona and fact check list. it's laughable. Celebrity in 2020. The list also features Kanye West and Dwayne Johnson. Now this is Kylie Jenner. I typed in her net worth. So it says about 700 million and stuff like that. She's 23 years old. And then it says model. You already know what model means. Model is something that you imitate. Worthy of being, block yo dumbass. Worthy of being imitated. Yeah, a model student. Basically a model. And this is what then they want you to imitate. This is what they deem worthy to imitate. A hoe with her clothes out, no, her skin out, her body out, and stuff like that. Models. This is what they want you to imitate. Catwalk or something. That's why a lot of females starve themselves to death, because they want to look like this. The average kitty porn loving elite Edomite wants these little children with the body of an anorexia female, no, child actually, to be the epiphany of beauty. Like this shit. This thing. That's what they choose to be, something to model after, like this. Nobody dresses like that upon the planet Earth. This is just a monkey walk, not a catwalk, monkey walk. Because you don't have actual people dressing up like this. Who dresses like this? This is a monkey walk. This is a vanity show. Folly is setting great dignity. Nobody dresses like this. No Edomite put their hair like this. On average. Do you see them? No, you don't. You don't see people dressing in clothing like this. This is all vain. This shouldn't even exist. And these females are getting paid thousands of dollars. Millions, perhaps. Not perhaps. Millions even. Some of them are in the millions. And meanwhile, you have people like this living on $1 pension a month going on. So yeah, it says here also, she's a TV personality. I was like, what is a TV personality? So I clicked that in Google, and it says here, a person who is known to the public primarily through their appearance on television. She has no talent. She's a TV personality. She has no talent. A writer, model. Actually, she is a model according to this world, because she is something according to this world worthy to imitate, like be like, and people really do that. You got the Kylie Jenner lookalikes, people that want to look like her. You got the Kylie Jenner plastic surgery females. Lookalike copycats. Females that here, Kylie Jenner's lip-inspired copycat procedures. What? Procedures, right? You got the 70-year-old Kylie. No. Here you have a sodomite spends $900,000, whatever this is, on plastic surgery just to look like Kylie Jenner. Basically, you have people like that. And it's not just Kylie Jenner. It's a lot of people, celebrities. Wait. Spend money to look like celebrities. Plastic surgery. You have a lot of these people upon the planet Earth called mental issue people. Okay? They chop up themselves just to look like a celebrity. Like this guy wants to look like David Beckham. These people are sick. They're sick. And Kim Kardashian fan who spends over $500,000 to look like Kim Kardashian, and she looked like this before. This is horrible. This is what happens when you give sick people money and access to the internet. Right? People that have mental issues, right? They're unstable. But anyway, going back to over here, let me speed it up.
¿Qué comen día a día aquí? I eat bologna, rice and sausages, if there's any, she says. Today, there isn't much. She has, 3 sausages? A tiny bit of...
Look how close this devil points her fucking filthy fingers, man. If somebody point their finger so close to my food, I would lose my mind, man. That spirit, that You don't even have to touch my food. That spirit, I can't stand it, man.
Rice up here, frozen water, and then if I open here, just got plantain and leftovers that are now swarming flies.
All nosy and stuff. Where are the upcries? Where are the GoFundMe for this family? Not only this one, how about the whole country? But then again, U.S. led. They're the leaders in this. Sanctions. They're the one that lead in the sanctions on Venezuela.
Water too is in short supply here, a result of Venezuela's deteriorating infrastructure after decades of mismanagement under Presidents Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro.
The infrastructure of America is also shit, but they're not talking about that. They're talking about Venezuela in order to actually basically make it seem as if there's worse than America. To a certain degree it is, but to a certain degree it isn't, because these devils are the one that are causing this. There's a difference. But then again, the Heavenly Father is punishing these people, but he's also going to punish Esau for doing this, because Esau is the one that actually he can help these families out of their poverty. Only this bimbo alone can actually take them out of their poverty, because I typed in also what is their net worth, and it says around 900 million actually. Where did I put it? Did I click it away, man? Yeah, here it says here, and they exaggerated, of course. They're always a lie. Jenny is worth just under 900 million, according to Forbes' latest calculation. Yeah, with that, Forbes is on a. They better at that than with for example on I already made a video about that. I don't have to do that in this video. So the video before this one, I think, or two videos before this one. But yeah, going back to over here. So she alone can take them out of poverty. She get like $1 a month. How about they add another dollar to that? And they can still eat. They can still eat off of $1 pension a month. You gotta question yourself concerning that. $1 can still kind of feed them. They're messed up, of course, but they can still kind of feed them. So how about $10? You know what I'm saying? Each family. How about $10 a week? It's not much. $40. If people was to GoFundMe for the country, go $40 a month per family, it wouldn't be nothing. One person can sustain a whole family. I can miss $40. You know.
The little that does flow out, she uses to fill these up, avoiding COVID-19.
I'm just giving examples. I'm not, I'm trying to save people or something like that, but I'm just giving examples of what these devils can do. I'm talking about me. And I ain't got no money, but they do. That's the point. Their face is on that money. It's their money.
Is the last thing on her mind.
Right. It just said she just said COVID-19 is the last thing on her mind. Of course it is. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. This is for the Israelite daughters, which she is one of the Israelite daughters, right? Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Going to the ones living in America, England, everywhere our people are right now in the midst of these Edomites having a ball. You can't go outside to party no more because they shut down them party stores, them party places. Give ear unto my speech. Nowadays, girls is just walking around getting wet and nobody to actually hit them, make that itch go away. So they're on dating line things. That's why when you see a girl dressed up nowadays, I have seen this. She's standing on the corner of the street waiting for a guy to come with a car to pick them up just to bring them home because you ain't going out to no party, but she got makeup on. And I saw it a few times. I saw females standing on the corner of the street where the cars go by, and then she was waiting, and I happened to be there like a couple of times. It's just coincidence, with Lord willing, of course. And I saw them get into a car with a fat ass mink type coat, not a mink coat, because they ain't rich like that, not here. It's a bunch of regular chicks, makeup all dashed up in her face and stuff like that, looking at her dressed to impress. But here in Holland, we got a lockdown, so you ain't going nowhere. Where you going? To his house. And then when you get there, he's just gonna take off your clothes anyway. It's useless. This is vanity. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the jobs. The gathering shall not come. You're not going to gather food no more. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, and make you bare, and girth sackcloths upon your loins. This is representative of Heavenly Father's going to strip you and make you bare, like naked, but not naked in the clothing, but everything that you have, all your pride is going to be taken away. And girth sackcloths upon your loins represents that you are going to be in a state of lamentation, just like in the book of Lamentations. Sorry, going on. Wait. Right, sorry about that. I'm going on.
When there's water, we store it so it lasts. And when there's money, we buy bottled water, she says. Down the road, I meet 80-year-old Francisca de Sapia, who behind her smile hides a world of pain.
A world of pain caused by the U.S., by the way. Don't ever forget where the source is. You see, they want to make you actually feel like you need to help them and do the things and stuff like that, send money, whatever. They want to spark a reaction from you, like sympathy and stuff like that. Why don't you, they want you to fight the symptoms instead of the source. We know what the source is. The source is these devils in America. They're the ones that are doing this. They're the ones that start this. They're the ones that can stop this. But are they going to? No, they're not. They're going on because they want to do this, right?
She tells me she has no fridge, broken as a result of blackouts that have plagued the country, more frequently over the last few years. She shares this house with her 2 sons, and here resignation adorns its every corner. A report last year found that 96% of Venezuelans are living in poverty.
So a report finds that most likely a UN report, finds that 97% of Venezuelans live in poverty. That's like standing by and watching the person drown and taking notes on how the person is drowning and how many times the person screamed out, help me, help me, blah, 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 help me. And then you're just counting everything, reporting. That's what they're doing. So you're reporting this, but you're not doing anything about it. Meanwhile, you got mammals like this being paid 700 million, the network. But, they getting paid for doing nothing. She has no talent other than sucking a dick. And she's probably not even good with that.
That more evident than Petare, Venezuela's biggest slum. Here, children quietly line up for their only meal of the day. Run by NGO Alimenta Petare, this soup kitchen alone feeds 80 children. Volunteer Yelitza Rodriguez, a mother herself, can't quite believe how bad it has gotten. We have lots of vulnerable families, she says, many of whom don't even have breakfast. With hunger comes malnutrition, and in Venezuela there are 639,000 malnourished children under 5 years of age, according to a national survey. So it's no surprise that this NGO worker, who prefers to remain anonymous for fear of government reprisals, that so many are knocking on their door. We were feeding 14,000 children, and now, since the pandemic, she says, we have 25,000 children. Prominent Venezuelan nutritionist and activist Susana Rafali says what Venezuela is witnessing is a crisis of grave proportions. Do you think Venezuela will end up having a lost generation or even 2 lost generations here?
Yo no quisiera tener que decirlo, pero sí, yo estimo que son 2 generaciones. Entonces,
I wish I didn't have to say this, but we're looking at 2 lost generations.
hemos visto
We've seen an exponential rise in prostitution and transactional sex for food. So this is what the females of that land will come up to, will be doing. will face. Yeah, that's what I want. This is what they're facing from all the school things that they went to and stuff like that, being doctors. Yeah, right. Sorry about that. All the schools that they have gone to and all these things that, this is their way of income now. All the career that they built up for themselves is out of the door.
Un aumento desmesurado de la prostitución, del sexo transaccional por comida. Hemos visto un aumento desmesurado del trabajo infantil pagado por comida.
Back at the slums, I feel this weight being carried with all I speak to, including this healthcare worker, who now also has to worry about water. Everything is bad, she says. I have my mum bedridden and I have to have water. Exhausted, she's struggling to make ends meet amid a backdrop of hyperinflation, where even her job has lost its value. How much do you earn a month? ¿Cuánto ganas al mes? $2. $2. Her mother, who she looks after, her pension is $1. So this family right here, $3 per month.
So she said this family right here lives off of $3 per month. Again, look at this shit. And this is who they pay for doing absolutely nothing. But I'm just showing you that, the backstabbing type snake tongue mentality of these devils and how they really are and really think of what they're doing. And then they be, they're asking you, like, can you send money for this? And, donations to whatever, man. Just whatever. Just donations to whatever type of nonsense and stuff like that. The centers or donations for animal shelters and stuff like that. Here in Holland, these animals is doing, they're doing bad good, man. They're doing real good. They want to have toys for the animals, pet food and treats, little treats, cleaning supplies, towels, blankets, newspapers, so they can fucking read, Actually, it's to actually put the newspaper for the dogs so they can lay up on it. But let's just say them dogs is reading. That's how that's how lavishly these dogs are living. Grooming supplies, making them beautiful collar and leashes, furniture, like they're gonna live in the houses and stuff like that. And I'm saying they need to put their little doggy feet on, a little couch or something, just to kick your feet up when you get home from a long day of work with some newspapers in your hands and reading. 15 things your rescue shelter needs, right? All over the place here in Holland, you know what I'm saying? So, the funny thing is, I think these people need more money than them shelters, And by the way, let me just go on, man.
Overburdened with life, I ask her if it's all taking a toll.
Of course she's crying, man.
Es duro lo que uno está viviendo.
And there are no men, because the men are dying.
Everything we're living through is so tough, she says.
Que uno no lo quiere vivir.
It makes me not want to live at all.
It makes me not want to live at all. She wants to die, man. Because that's how the Heavenly Father will set up that anger that He will unleash upon our people, man. It says here, Lamentation 2:21, the young and the old shall lie on the ground of the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. The Heavenly Father doesn't have pity, man. He's very angry because of the sinning of the people. Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteneth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. And what comes with desolation? Famine and lack of water. A day of darkness and gloominess, no happiness and no sunshine. A day of clouds and thick darkness. A day of just basically no rain, by the way, but it's going to be dark, just somber. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, which the people that are up on high. And the fenced cities are the cities that are protected and stable. Now the Heavenly Father is making sure that the stability of these countries are being brought down with the shutdown, for example, you know. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men. They don't know what the hell is going on, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust. And you know there's a lot of dust upon the planet Earth. That's how much their blood is going to pour out. And their flesh as dung. There's a lot of shit on the planet Earth. Flying birds, shitting all over the place. Just as much as there is dung, cows taking a dump, all type of animals taking a dump all over the place. That's how much the Heavenly Father is going to pour out the blood of his people. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. Going into that nuclear fire, by the way. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And he's beginning at his sanctuary first, which will be the Israelites that know they're Israelites. But it all actually is beginning with Israelites that even, most of them don't even know that they're Israelites. And yet still he's beginning with them. You know, but he's going to begin with the ones that know that they're Israelites. Within the countries of, you know, America, Europe, and Australia, you know, where the brothers are teaching, there. You know, the wicked false pastors, by the way, like the IUICs, the ISUPKs. He already took down at the comfortable. You know, this guy calling himself the comforter. This guy calls himself the comforter. This guy. You know? Yeah, this is his name. Righteousness. That's what that means, righteousness. Righteous one. You know, the righteous. He was calling himself the righteous one, basically. You know what I'm saying? King of righteousness. Malak Tazadak. But he wasn't calling himself king, by the way. But he was calling himself the comforter. You know? This is folly. You should never buy stuff like this. This is nonsense. Makes no damn sense. Here you're going to curse yourself with this abominable language, which is not the language of the Heavenly Father. This is not the Paleo Hebrew. This is the Assyrian Hebrew. You know, that's like a Jamaican talking his Jamaican English and thinking that he actually has his own language. Well, English, it does come from us, but that's not the point right now. The point is that, or Spanish, yeah, that's like a South American person speaking, you know, the language and thinking that that is his language. That's not your language. It looks like it. You're living in it, but that's not your language. That's an Edomite language. That's the Romans spoke Latin, but then yeah. I gave the point. But yeah, you have here. Well, yeah, this is happening, and this will be happening across the world, especially the places where the Israelites are. Because see, these people don't care, and yet they handing out. Look, these devils talking about they care for your health and stuff like that, right? It's almost fulfilled and stuff like that. Fuck that, a Dutch vaccination program. They want to vaccinate all the children. It says here, Dutch shock to be. Basically, the point is they want to vaccinate the whole earth. Why? Because they say they care. But what about people like this? If they really cared, how come people like this are starving? Living off of $3 a month. This is not even Africa. You got people that be talking chitter chatter, talking about, oh, these Africans be getting $1 a day. They get $1 a day. These ones get $1 a month. You know how funny that is, man? So even in the backyard of America, they suffering more than they suffering in Africa, man. Because that's the main thing that they push about Africa. The Africans are poor and suffering and stuff like that, right? Well, the backyard, or the underyard actually, of America, they living off of $1 a month. with this whole COVID thing and stuff like that? How come you don't help them instead of giving them masks? You know, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.